A worldwide food fraud industry estimated at $40 billion per year operates in every grocery store aisle in America. The food industry's own trade groups call it the most underreported crime in the food supply. 30 of the most common examples are probably sitting in your kitchen right now. 1. Extra virgin olive oil. The UC Davis 2010 analysis found that 60 to 85% of imported extra virgin olive oil in the United States does not meet the legal standard for that label. The most common fraud is blending real olive oil with cheaper soybean, sunflower, or canola oil. Author Tom Mueller told NPR that many extra virgin olive oils on American shelves do not clear the legal definition. Look for harvest dates and dark glass bottles. 2. Pre-grated Parmesan cheese. The FDA rated Castle Cheese Company in 2012 and found its 100% Parmesan contained wood pulp far above the 4% cellulose maximum the FDA allows. One seller of Italian cheeses told Bloomberg News that approximately 20% of U.S. Parmesan production is mislabeled. Buy a wedge with Parmigiano Reggiano on the rind and grate it yourself. 3. Wasabi. 99% of wasabi served in American restaurants is not wasabi. It is horseradish, mustard, and green food coloring. Authentic wasabi comes from the Wasabia japonica plant grown in cold mountain streams in Japan. It oxidizes within minutes of grating, which is why virtually no American restaurant has ever served the real thing. 4. Fish at sushi restaurants. An Oceana investigation found that 74% of sushi bars, 38% of restaurants, and 18% of grocery stores sold mislabeled fish. White tuna on sushi menus is almost universally a scolar, a species so high in indigestible oils that Japan and Italy have banned its sale for food. Escolar has been nicknamed the X-lax fish for obvious reasons. 5. Red snapper. Red snapper is the most frequently mislabeled fish species in the United States per Oceana's nationwide testing data. Samples labeled as red snapper were replaced with tilapia, rockfish, and other cheaper species in the majority of samples collected. A 2019 analysis found red snapper mislabeling rates as high as 87% across restaurants and markets. 6. Wild salmon. Studies including FDA testing have found that farmed salmon is regularly sold as wild salmon at grocery stores and restaurants. Wild-caught Pacific and farmed Atlantic salmon have meaningfully different fat profiles and flavor, but visual differences are difficult for most consumers to detect. Wild salmon should have leaner flesh with a deeper red color and a cleaner flavor without the oiliness of farmed varieties. 7. Maple syrup. Most syrups sold in place of maple syrup contain corn syrup, artificial maple flavor, and caramel coloring. Real maple syrup must contain only boiled maple sap. Pancake syrups like Aunt Jemima and Mrs. Butterworth's contain no maple syrup at all, but have been marketed in ways that evoke the real product for generations. 8. Honey. Independent testing has repeatedly found a significant percentage of honey sold in the United States adulterated with corn syrup, glucose, or cane sugar. Honey is one of the most fraudulent foods in global trade because it is expensive and difficult for consumers to authenticate. Ultra-filtered honey, which has had its pollen removed, cannot be traced to its country of origin, making it popular for smugglers evading import tariffs. 9. Vanilla extract. Only an estimated 1% of vanilla-flavored products worldwide contain real vanilla. Most use synthetic vanillin produced from guaiacol, a petrochemical, or lignin from wood pulp. Products labeled natural vanilla flavor may still use synthetic vanillin because the FDA's natural flavor definition allows compounds derived from any natural source, including wood pulp. 10. Wagyu and Kobe beef. Authentic Kobe beef must come from Tajima strain Wagyu cattle raised in Hyogo Prefecture in Japan and certified through the Kobe Beef Marketing and Distribution Promotion Association. The United States has fewer than 10 certified Kobe beef importers. Virtually every U.S. menu item or product using the word Kobe is using domestic Wagyu crossbreed cattle that are not certified Kobe by any Japanese standard. 11. Truffle oil. Almost no truffle oil on the market contains actual truffles. The compound 2,4-dithiapentane is a synthetic aroma chemical mimicking truffle scent that is used in virtually all commercial truffle oils. Chef Gordon Ramsay has publicly condemned it. A truffle oil that is shelf-stable and inexpensive is produced with chemistry, not fungi. 12. Balsamic vinegar. Authentic traditional balsamic vinegar of Modena must be aged at least 12 years in progressively smaller wooden barrels and carries a PDO certification. It sells for hundreds of dollars per bottle. Most balsamic sold in American grocery stores is industrial wine vinegar with grape must concentrate and caramel coloring, none of the aging, and a fraction of the cost. 13. Saffron. Saffron is the world's most expensive spice, requiring over 150,000 hand-harvested flowers per kilogram. Europol has dismantled criminal organizations selling saffron adulterated with safflower petals, turmeric dyed plant material, and colored fiber strands. Test by steeping threads in warm water. Genuine saffron releases golden color slowly over 15 minutes. Fake saffron releases dye immediately. 14. Imitation crab meat. Imitation crab is made from surimi, a paste of minced pollock or similar fish, combined with starch and artificial crab flavoring. The issue is that menu items and prepared foods frequently list crab without disclosing that no actual crab is present. California rolls, crab salad, and many restaurant crab dips use surimi with no disclosure at the point of ordering. 15. Lobster in restaurants. Lobster bisque and lobster rolls at casual dining restaurants frequently contain langostino, a small crustacean in the squat lobster family that is dramatically cheaper than genuine lobster. Lawsuits have been filed against chains including Subway's Lobster Sub, which was found to contain only a small fraction of actual lobster meat per testing. 16. Ground coffee adulterants. Ground coffee is a documented food fraud target because roasting makes visual detection of adulterants difficult. Documented fillers include roasted corn, barley, chicory, soybeans, and wood sawdust. A 2016 study found 30 to 40% of commercial coffee samples in some markets contained adulterants. Whole bean coffee is significantly harder to adulterate because the bean's visual identity is preserved. 17. Avocado oil. A 2020 UC Davis study found that 82% of avocado oil products tested in the United States were either adulterated with cheaper seed oils or fully rancid at the time of testing. Some products carrying avocado oil labels contained no detectable avocado oil. This is the olive oil fraud story applied to a younger premium oil category. 18. Fruit juice not from fruit. Products labeled from concentrate may be reconstituted juice stored in deoxygenated tanks for up to 1 year before flavor packs derived from orange byproducts were added to restore the taste that oxygen removal destroyed. What is marketed as fresh-tasting orange juice may have been squeezed and then chemically reflavored 12 months later. 19. Artificial blueberries. Many baked goods and cereals marketed as containing blueberries actually contain blueberry bits made from sugar, starch, vegetable oil, and food dye. These appear as blueberry-flavored crumbles in fine print, while the front label displays blueberry imagery. The only way to verify real blueberry content is to find whole blueberries in the ingredient list before any artificial flavor additives. 20. Free-range and cage-free eggs. The USDA's definition of free-range requires only that hens have access to the outdoors. There is no minimum space requirement, no minimum time outdoors, and no requirement that the outdoor space be more than a small door in a crowded barn. A hen in an indoor barn her entire life qualifies for free-range labeling if the barn had a door. The label implies pastoral conditions the regulation does not require. 21. Grass-fed beef. The USDA has no mandatory third-party verification requirement for grass-fed beef labels. A producer can apply the label based on self-reported feeding with no independent audit. Many cattle marketed as grass-fed are grain-finished in the final weeks before slaughter, which meaningfully changes the fatty acid profile that gives authentic grass-fed beef its claimed nutritional advantages. 22. Cinnamon, Ceylon versus Cassia. Most cinnamon sold in American grocery stores is Cassia, a botanically distinct species from Ceylon cinnamon. Cassia contains significantly higher coumarin levels, a compound the European Food Safety Authority has linked to liver toxicity at regular high-dose consumption. It is legal in the US, but most consumers who believe they are buying cinnamon are buying Cassia. 23. Pomegranate juice. Independent testing has found many products labeled as pomegranate juice diluted with cheaper grape, apple, and cranberry juices without disclosure. Some contain less than 50% pomegranate juice, while featuring pomegranate prominently on the label. The FTC has taken action against pomegranate juice health claims, and independent lab testing is the only reliable way to verify actual content. 24. Organic produce without certification. USDA certified organic requires annual third-party inspections. Products using natural, farm fresh, or pesticide-free alongside organic imagery, but without the USDA organic seal, carry no verified standard. A vendor at a farmer's market can call produce chemical-free with no inspection or legal obligation. Only the circular green USDA organic seal represents an independently verified claim. 25. Ibérico and prosciutto imitations. Genuine jamón Ibérico de Bellota comes exclusively from Pata Negra, pigs fed on acorns in Spanish dehesas, and must meet specific certification requirements. Most cured meats sold with Spanish or Italian-sounding names in American grocery stores are domestic pork with no geographic certification. The PDO seal is the only label legally confirming a product meets the authentic regional standard. 26. Fruit spreads labeled as jam. FDA regulations require that a product labeled jam or jelly contain at least 45% fruit by weight. Products below that threshold cannot legally use the word jam and must say fruit spread or fruit blend. Many commercial products use enough sugar, pectin, and artificial flavor to produce a jam-like result without meeting the fruit content requirement. 27. White chocolate. The FDA defines real white chocolate as containing at least 20% cocoa butter. White chocolate-flavored coatings in most commercial baked goods use vegetable fat or palm kernel oil instead of cocoa butter. These products cannot legally be labeled white chocolate and must use terms like white coating or vanilla confectionery coating. 28. Restaurant shrimp. Shrimp fraud is documented across multiple categories. Smaller species, sold as larger, more expensive varieties, frozen then thawed, marketed as fresh, and shrimp injected with water and sodium tripolyphosphate to increase weight. Sodium tripolyphosphate is common in Asian-sourced shrimp and can add 15 to 30% water weight at full shrimp prices per pound. 29. Farmed trout sold as salmon. The pink color in farmed salmon does not occur naturally in fish raised on commercial pellet feed. Farmed fish are fed synthetic astaxanthin or canthaxanthin to produce the pink flesh color consumers associate with quality. A color guide called a salmofan, similar to a paint chip selector, is used by fish farms to standardize the pinkness to consumer preference. 30. Imported honey laundered through third countries. Chinese honey faces significant import tariffs and has repeatedly tested positive for antibiotics prohibited in American food. It is frequently transshipped through Vietnam, India, Malaysia, and Indonesia, relabeled with the country of transshipment as the origin, and imported into the United States as if it came from those markets. This practice is documented in FDA import investigations and congressional hearings on honey fraud. Drop a comment and tell us which fake food on this list surprised you the most. And subscribe, because we are running the same verified research across every major food and restaurant category, so you always know what you are actually eating.